We're entering the end of the semester time period, a lot of stress for our students. Just how big a problem is that here on campus?
It's a big problem on campus, especially toward the end of the semester. It's a problem throughout the semester, but at the end of the semester in particular, it really builds, and we see a lot of students coming into the counseling center with that as their primary complaint.
And can faculty and staff, what do they need to know? How can they help students?
I think, faculty and staff, the personal connection is really important. It really does help the students feel like they have support, and that lowers their stress. Just being someone who will listen to their problems, or even just how stressed they feel. And then also if they can refer them, whether it's to the tutoring center or to the counseling center, those type of referrals also help them lower their stress.
You talked about information, that students need information, and that really helps them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the ambiguity, the unknown, is it particularly raises anxiety, raises stress, and so for a lot of students who really do want to do well, then not knowing increases their stress. They don't know what to tell parents. They aren't sure themselves what they need to do better. And so anytime that faculty in particular can give them feedback in a timely manner, that really does help with stress levels. I know faculty can't always do that. I taught classes myself, but that certainly does help.
Any help on understanding when is it time to refer a student for counseling?
It certainly varies, and I think a lot of faculty and staff just have a good sense when they're talking to a student that they're very tense, they're very emotional, they're really reacting more than the situation may be needed for that kind of reaction. And so, and there's the obvious. Sometimes students will actually be crying and very upset, and we have had faculty walk students over at those times also. But stress, overreaction, sleep problems, irritability, outbursts in class that aren't normal for that student, any of those types of things. They can also call us as well as just suggest to the student that there's people that will listen and maybe help.
End of the semester is a stressful time for faculty and staff also. Any suggestions for them how to manage stress?
Well, in workshops that I've done for faculty and staff on stress, there's a couple things I emphasize. One of them is self-awareness, is that you do need to have ideally early warning signs of when you're getting stressed. So headaches, neck and muscle and shoulder tension, a lot of things like that, sleep disturbance. And then it is setting priorities. Sometimes you just cannot get it all done. So setting priorities and really just focusing on the things that are most valuable to you can be real helpful, as well as taking timeouts so that you reduce that tension somehow, ideally every day, even for short periods of time, but certainly every week. And that can make a big difference.